Okay, so we're going to get started with Brittany Sheridan. She has awesome tips to share with us. I cannot even wait. So the first thing that I wanted to ask Britt, because she has been in the business longer than the rest of us, is how do you stay, after a year in the business, like how do you stay consistent and continue to just do all the things that you've been doing without feeling redundant, without feeling like you're repeating yourself, and just keeping your audience interested?
Yeah. Okay. So I think that's definitely something everyone's going to go through. I think I did that like the first month in the business. I was like, am I supposed to do this? Like, if I want to do this for like forever, I have to keep doing this. And it was really daunting. So I just started to implement kind of like, and you're actually going to touch on this, Brittany, implement kind of like a strategy. I'm making a mess. I'm a mess. Have I been muted that whole time?
No.
Oh my gosh, my thing said that I was muted. Okay.
You were talking and then you got muted.
Okay, all right, something fell. We're good now. Okay, so how to stay consistent when it's getting redundant, right?
Right.
Okay. So I implemented kind of like a game plan when it came to posting. So I kind of like a little bit of a marketing strategy, and you're going to touch on that a little bit. And it kind of just made it like systematic for me. And then the content I just filled with things that I was doing every day. So no day is the same. So I kind of just would take pictures as I would go and just share them. And for me, posting was always like, I posted a lot to begin with. Posting was always something I was really excited about, and I did anyway. And that's kind of like why Alyssa approached me, because she was like, you do this all the time, so you'd be great at this. So I was like, well, yeah. So to some degree, I think you have to like get used to posting and just kind of like, you have to like it a little bit, you know? And when it comes to finding new things to post, I always say, like if I'm just having an off day and I'm like, wow, what am I going to post today? I just follow the 5 F's of posting. So I'll think, okay, did I post something about family today, or fashion, or food, or something fun? And I just follow that, and I'll just pull from that. And I always say, when I'm like coming up dry and I just don't know what to post, I follow the leaders. And I've done that from day one. I would just look at what they're posting, because obviously that's working for them. And I would just put my own twist on it. And I've just always done that. And it's super simple, and it's really easy to do, and anyone can do it. And we have so many top leaders that kill it on social media. So it's just, there's so much inspiration to pull from.
I love that. I love how you just like, what you're saying, whenever you don't have any material that day, you just revert back to the 5 F's, because that's so, there's endless possibilities there. That's genius.
So simple to follow.
Yeah. Okay. And then I also wanted to ask you, how do you build relationships and gain new potentials, like specifically in groups?
Okay, so I'm really new to groups. I was so intimidated by them for so long, because I thought, like, being in direct sales, I thought we were like the unwanted, I swear. I was like, okay, as soon as I join a group, everyone's gonna, basically not welcome me. But that wasn't the case at all. So I joined a whole bunch of local groups, mom groups mostly, because you want to pick groups that like pertain to your interests, or like a hobby, or just anything that you like. So I'm a mom and I take a lot of pictures. So I joined some like hobby photography groups and some mom groups, and I introduced myself in them, and I got friend requests just off of that, just off of like a little introduction with like a picture of me and my kids. So from there, I started asking Claire for some tips, and she's genius. And it's really all about building relationships. And if you're not good at building relationships, joining groups is such good practice. Because my number one rule, like when I'm part of a group, once I've been accepted and I'm like, interacting daily, I never ever mention it works. So you never ever want to mention it works inside of the group, because you want to make it about like whatever the group's intended for. So I just keep it to, if it's a photography group, I talk about photography. If it's a mom group, I talk about mom things. When it comes up, like you want it to be natural, because it just happens better that way. Trying to think, what else have I learned? Yeah, so you want it to be just organic relationships, and that's how you end up attracting the right people. And I actually posted a video this morning on in Bomb Squad. I think it was Jessica Pearson. Was that the one? Yeah. And in her video, she says you want to be the hunted, not the hunter. So I really, really keep that in mind when I'm in those groups. I'm interacting with people. It's like I'm not there to find potentials. I'm there so that potentials can find me, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that definitely does. I love that. I saw that you posted that video of Jessica Pearson this morning, and I have it saved. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but that's such an awesome quote to keep in mind, because I think so many people these days, especially on Instagram, they think, oh, they're just going to try to sell to me, but it's seek you out instead of you having to seek them out. And then just how do you, I know you kind of touched on this a little bit, but how do you just make sure that you stay intentional each day?
Okay, so that is so, so huge, because I think I've been in it a while, so I've gone through different seasons in my business where I've always been consistent with posting, but I've maybe not been consistent in every aspect of the business. So it was like I had to make it a habit to get a checklist and get this set number of things that were intentional for my business and do them every single day. Because I was finding that if I was doing some of the things, or if I was only posting consistently, it wasn't enough. So I basically just it's super simple stuff, you guys. I just follow a checklist every day, and it's super, the things that are on it are let me find mine from today. I had add the max amount of people on Instagram, and then unfollow. Today was an unfollow day for me. And then I had post 6+ times a day. Super simple things. Message 20 on Instagram, add 20 new friends on Facebook. So throughout the day, I have those things in my mind, and I know they're things that I need to complete. And when I'm completing all of those things every day, it's like a compound effect, and you'll start to really see the fruits of your labor when you make it a habit to get those things done every day. And it becomes second nature too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely. I love what you said about just making it a habit, because anything that you habit, it's not going to be a chore to do it throughout the day, because it's just
that's what posting really has become for me, because I've done it now. I'm so silly. I did the math. Do you guys want to hear? If I averaged 5 posts a day since the day I started, then I've posted about 2,600 times about this business.
Wow.
So that's oh my gosh, and that's 2,600 different posts. That's insane.
That's crazy. And I love your posts. They're so entertaining too. I'm always looking at your posts. I'm like, she is just so witty.
Thanks.
Well, I love that. Did you have anything else that you just wanted to add? That you just wanted to say advice to anybody, or?
Let me see. Let me check here. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Let's see. Nope, that's pretty much it. Just, when you really incorporate your daily life into your posting, and into those groups, when you really start to build those organic relationships, if you haven't read The Compound Effect yet, read it, really, because it's just, you'll see how when you can do these little things every day, and they're simple things in this business, you're out there making friends and connecting with people and calling it work. Do you know what I mean? So it's take advantage of that and have fun with it and stay original with it and follow your leaders. And I think that's it.
I love it. Thank you so much, Britt.
Of course.
Okay, next we're going to go to Jess. Go ahead and unmute yourself, Jess.
Hello.
Okay, so Jess, I am so excited to hear everything that you have to share, because unlike the other 3 of us in the Zoom that are going to be sharing tonight, you work a full-time job and still kill the business. So I'm just so excited for you to share your perspective. So number 1, I guess my first question that I would have for you is just, how do you ensure that you're always posting, even when things at work get crazy? Even if you just have an abnormal day and things, everything's flying at you from all directions, how do you still make sure that it works as well?
Okay, so in the beginning, I really struggled with this. I just felt super overwhelmed. I was overthinking everything, and for no reason at all. But I felt like I would sit there and like be scrolling through and trying, like posting things and, looking at people and liking and commenting. But at the same time, I felt like it wasn't as intentional as I was hoping it would be. So the last 2 months though, I've really focused more on being more organized and managing my time better. I've started doing power hours at night, and that's been very helpful, for me. So usually I'll sit there at night, and while I'm laying in bed, like right before I go to sleep, I'll sit there and I'll pre-plan all my posts for the next day so that all I have to do is like copy and paste. I'm sure most of you know by now, but Instagram has like the draft feature. So I'll just throw my picture in there. I'll edit it the way that I want it. I'll put the whole caption, and then you can back right out of it and it'll save it. Like it'll save your entire post for you. So literally the next day when I'm at work or when I wake up or when I'm doing whatever, I just have to click it, copy and paste it, share it, hop over into Facebook, do the same exact thing, and like I'm done. It takes 30 seconds. So when I'm at work, we all have to go pee during the day, right? So when I go to the bathroom, that's what I do. Like I take 20 seconds to do my posts really quick. So just so that I'm not sitting at my desk doing it. And that's just been super life-changing for me, like having that. It's been very, very helpful. And then I'll use my lunch break to do like intentional scrolling. I'll go down through and I'll go to my potentials and I'll like and I'll comment. If while I'm doing that, I see other profiles, like lately I've been sharing more. I've been trying to share more like funny memes and things like that. Or like I always start my morning with an inspirational quote. And a lot of my friends have been sharing those posts. So because they like them. So then when they go and share it, if other people are liking it, like I'll add them. I'm like, whatever. Or like actually a lot of them will come to me, which has been really nice too. So like that's been super helpful too. I'm trying to think. And then I live in Northern Virginia, so I suffer from DC traffic. So my commute to work, like to and from work, is about 30 minutes. So while I'm in the car, I will do like audiobooks and like just self-development. I'll listen to trainings from the day before or from last week that I just haven't had time to listen to. So, instead of listening to the radio on my way to work, I've just make it more intentional to like do my self-development during that point in time.
I love that. That's so smart. Really good use of like all your in-between time. I love that. So I guess another thing that I ask you is just what would be like, because there's a lot of new people that have just joined like the end of December, and I think there's even a couple on here from beginning of January. What would be the number one piece of advice you would give someone that's new that works a full-time job? Like what would you tell yourself several months ago if you could go back and knowing what you know now?
Oh my God, don't overcomplicate this business. Like it is seriously so simple, and it can be overwhelming in the beginning, but seriously just like take a step back, breathe, talk to your enroller. Like that's what they're here for. And they'll give you ideas and you'll just figure out what works for you, because that is exactly what I did. I overcomplicated it. Like I said, I felt like I was working all day long and like doing nothing at the same time. So, like I said, I finally found those power hours, and those have been so like perfect for me. My business has changed so much since December 1st. So yeah, just don't overcomplicate it. It really is simple.
I love it. I think power hours are just golden because we all tend to just, like you said, just get lost in time, and it's been hours and you're scrolling on Facebook and you're like, where did the time go? Like what happened? So I think those intentional power hours are just awesome. Okay. So next we're going to go to Michelle. Michelle, go ahead and unmute yourself. Hey, there you are. Okay. Okay. So Michelle has been doing something that I've been trying to figure out for a couple months now, and I can't seem to figure out her secret. So I was like, you have to share tonight. How do you upsell to your customers without being salesy? Because I see for those of you that don't know, Michelle is on my team. And I see her pop up in eSuite like 182 BV order or something crazy like that. And I'm like, holy cow, she just sold someone like 10 products in one order. So how are you doing this? Because I'm sure they're coming to you about one product, but you're obviously turning this into a much bigger order.
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah, it's interesting. So I actually had to ask some of my friends, I'm like, I don't know how I'm doing this, but Brittany wants me to tell everybody, so, like, how is this working? So they told me, and I thought about it, and I think that's what has been helping everyone, is that I really get to know who the people are and what they need. And so when they come to me, and a lot of people have been coming to me and just saying, I want to try some of your products, and I just immediately throw out, okay, well, this does this, the cleanse does this, the fat fighters does this. I just tell them everything and what it does for them. And since I know they want to lose weight, or if they're targeting a certain area, then I tell them what that is, and then I'll throw in, well, along with that, you might want to try this because that would help you achieve this result faster, or would give you the nutrients you need, whatever. And a potential who is still deciding, but we've been chatting back and forth about the protein shake that just came out. And so we've been talking about that, and she wants to use that. And I told her that if she wanted to use that as a meal replacement, I said, then what you should do is add the greens in, because then you're going to want your nutrients, your fruits and vegetables, along with your protein with that. And so that's just another way I was able to upsell that, because I knew what her goal was, and I knew how I could help her meet that. And so that's what I've been doing for a lot of people, and that is what seems to be working. Let's see. Yeah, and then using the products myself really helps. So anytime you can get your hands on anything and use them yourself, that way you can tell them what your results were, and then you also have a more informed decision that you can make for them and say, okay, I've done this for myself, and I know it'll work for you because blank, and then that helps sell the product to them as well.
I love that. I think that's just genius what you said about the shake, because that's been one of the number one questions people have been asking is this a meal replacement? And it's not technically, unless you put other things with it. So bam, greens.
Yep.
That is awesome. I'm writing that down. Okay. And then the other thing I wanted to ask you is, how are you selling to people from all walks of life? I feel like a lot of people get into the business, and if they're a mom like me, they stay home. They're like, okay, I feel like I can really easily sell to stay-at-home moms, but I'm having a hard time selling to like the college market, or vice versa. I know there's people on the team that don't have kids or in college, and they feel like it's really hard to sell to moms. But you literally have customers from like college age all the way up to like probably your grandmother's age. So how are you reaching just such a broad range of people?
I think the biggest part of it is that I'm really outgoing and not afraid to talk to anyone. And so I don't care if you're a mom or a college student or a grandma. Like, I'm going to tell you about this if you've shown interest, or I'm just going to tell you because I think it's going to help you. And so even when I go out and blitz people, I'm not just focusing on one type of person. I'm just walking up to everybody and saying, hey, I've got this coupon. I want you to check it out. Here's my website. Here's some information. And it doesn't matter who it is. I'm not discriminating. I'm just putting it out there and saying, look, here you go. And yeah, I mean, I think they like that genuineness that I have towards them.
I love that. And you're like a master blitzer. For those that don't know, Michelle will just like go in Target, and then she'll text me and be like, I just blitzed 12 people in Target, gave them out green samples. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, I did that when I went to the dentist's office before. I was just like, hey, here you guys go. I got some cards for you. I want you to try this. And I gave them like 6 cards.
I love you, Michelle. That's awesome. Okay. And then just what else would you share with anyone that's new, and then anybody that has been in the business, like your biggest, because you sign a lot of customers. You've been in the business just since, October 2nd?
Mm-hmm.
And last month signed like 12 customers.
Yeah.
You're doing, and that was a slow month for everybody. So you obviously are doing several very strategic things, because you're getting, so much consistent results. So what would be the number one advice that you would give everybody listening?
My number one advice is to post every single day. I know a couple of friends that I've known since high school, and I recently friended them a few months ago, and I just found out like yesterday that one of them sells Unique or Lip Sense or Mary Kay. It doesn't matter what it is. Like, I just found out that they're selling that. I'm like, I've been friends with you for months. I've known you since high school, and I'm just now finding out that you're selling stuff. And so posting every single day is very important. It's because people see that you are consistent, that you're not flaky about it, and so they're going to want to come to you and ask you for your advice and for your help. There's one of my friends on Facebook. She sells Unique, and she made a goal this year in January. In June, her goal is to hit Black status, which is the highest status in their company. And so she's made that goal, and I know that she sells Unique because she posts every single day. And on Thursdays, she has this Try It Thursday where she goes live and she puts on her makeup and everything like that. And so she posts every single day. So that's obviously why she's doing well and what she's selling as well. And so I would say if you're new to the business, just post every single day. Don't be afraid to do it because, I mean, if people don't want to see it, they're just going to scroll past your post anyways. So it's not like you're offending anyone. And then if they're interested, they're going to stop and read about it. So that's what I would do, and make it genuine too. Add your personality to it. To not appear salesy, even like when I'm upselling and stuff, I'm making sure that I'm staying genuine and personal and not trying to make it like a sales pitch to them. So
I love that. And I love how when you were telling me about the Unique girl, you were like, I don't even wear makeup, but I know that if I ever need anything, if I ever needed makeup, I would go to her because I know that she sells it. She's always on my newsfeed.
Yep.
That's awesome. Okay. So, I'm going to talk about a couple things real quick, and then I'm going to actually let Zach hop on. He has some things that he's excited to share. So, Zach, get ready. You're next. A couple of things that I wanted to share with everybody is just whenever you're posting, I feel like this has been golden for me since I started. I started June 19th, so about 6 months in the business. And just trying to shift your mindset into just a marketing mindset. So the first piece of advice I would give is if whatever you're writing, if it wouldn't, like, read it before you post it. If you saw it come up on your newsfeed, would you feel so compelled to message that person? Would it be so good that you're like, I've got to message them right now? So just really get creative. I think the closing is just the most important part of the post. So even if you have you're super awkward in the beginning and the middle of your post, if you can close it smoothly, I feel like that is what is going to make or break if someone seeks you out or not. So always talking about like how many spots you have left and then the discount that you can offer. When I first started, I felt kind of silly saying that because I was like, well, of course I'll take lots of customers. I'll take 30 customers. I don't care. Why am I only going to say I only have 3 spots left? And one thing that I realized is everybody knows that we're selling something, but nobody that's not already a customer has any clue about retail versus little customer. So when you post that I can offer you my distributor discount, which is the same as the little customer discount, obviously, that really gets people's attention because they don't know any of this already. And once you get them to message you about it, then it's just a matter of closing the sale. And even if you don't close the sale that day, bam, you have a potential. But I feel like whenever I make a post and I don't say how many spots left and the discount at the end, I almost always don't get a message about that post. So that would just be my advice is just try to really get creative and get in a marketing mindset. And then another thing that I wanted to share is just having like a marketing campaign. So, for example, studies have shown that most people have to see things anywhere from 7 to 9 times before they actually act on it. So if you post about hair, skin, and nails once, and then you go on to greens or to the shake or whatever, and you don't revisit hair, skin, and nails for 3 or 4 weeks because you're busy trying to hit every single product each day, like a different product each day, there could have been a lot of people that saw that hair, skin, nails post and were intrigued, but then now they're not seeing it again. So what I try to really do is make sure that I hone in on a couple products for a few days, a week, whatever, and then move on to a couple new products. So I was Claire's customer for a year. A lot of you know that already. But the first product I ever tried was hair, skin, nails. And I probably literally saw her post about it 5 or 6 times before I messaged her. I vividly remember seeing all these pictures of hair, being so impressed by the results because my hair grows so slow. And finally, after like literally the 5th or 6th picture, I was like, I've got to know what this is. But if she wouldn't have posted about it again for another couple months, I mean, who knows if I would have ever messaged her. So I really just think that it's just key to show people the same thing. Even though you feel redundant, like show them the same thing a couple times, because a lot of people need to see it and be reminded of it. And then the other thing that I wanted to share, just a quick little tip. I don't want to ramble on too long. I'm going to let Zach talk in a second. But just the power of audio messaging on Facebook and video messaging on Instagram. So it's just so important, I feel like, with so many people selling things these days, for people to know you're genuine. And if you're typing something out all the time, they can't see your face, they can't hear your voice, they don't really know if you're genuine. You know, you got to think, especially if it's someone that doesn't know you in real life, they really have no idea. So if you can put yourself out there and video message somebody, they can actually hear your voice, hear your tone, really get to know you in a more personal level, which I feel like is crucial, especially if it's someone that's contemplating, joining the business, because joining the business is a big decision when you don't know the person. And so if they feel more comfortable around you and feel like they know you, I just feel like it's just such a smoother transition. I've had 4 people join my team from Instagram that I don't know, never met in real life. And all of them, I took the time and the care of video messaging with them, because I just felt like I could get to know them better. They could get to know me better. And I don't know, I just felt like it felt way less salesy. So that's one thing I've been telling my team members is, if you're on Facebook, audio message. And if you're on Instagram, video message, because it's just so much more personal. And I just feel like with there being so many different things that are being sold on social media these days, it's just the more personal we can be and the more relatable we can be, the better. And then, yeah, I'm going to let Zach talk, because I have one more thing I want to share, but I think it's going to tie into what he wants to share. So, Zach, are you on here? You got to unmute yourself.
All right, I'm here. Let me just walk into your room so we can talk together. How about that?
Where's the baby?
Savannah has the baby.
Okay.
All right. So basically, I'm going to put my phone in here. So
he's a mess.
Gosh, we're a freaking mess. All right. So basically, I just want to touch on a few different things. Mainly, it was the business. I just want you guys to realize how huge of an opportunity this business is. And it's coming from me, who a couple years ago, we started a business. And, conventional thinking is, when you start a business, that is going, eventually, if you stick to it enough years, that you will make enough money to where you can, raise a family, put them in private school if you need to, and just generally be successful. But it is so hard. It blew our minds how hard it is to start a business. We did, we went in.
I don't think everybody knows that we started business.
Okay, well, we did. We started a pond management business, which is basically we, treat ponds and lakes and kill algae all day. But building your client base, it's not just building your client base when you start a business. You have to first build your client base, but you have also, there's so much stuff you have to worry about in the office. You have to pay your taxes. What is that, quarterly? She does all that, thank goodness. Sales tax, you have to keep up with your certifications. You have to keep up with a ridiculous amount of stuff. Anywho, it is such a hassle. And the average company isn't profitable for 5 years. This business is $99. And you don't have to do any of that stuff. All you have to do is find customers, which is it's the easiest part. You just have to find people who are interested in what you're doing. And it's only $99. You can be instantly profitable. Once you get a few customers, you're in the green. And that is huge. And the amount of money that you can make in this business is mind-boggling. I don't understand how people are making so much money at this. Claire and Brian and Alyssa, it is so amazing. How generous this company is with their compensation plan. yeah, I mean, I don't know. You got me. Am I getting too passionate?
Well, I wanted you to share with him just like a husband's perspective on like on just how you feel like you can be supportive in the business. Because obviously a lot of husbands, I feel like maybe they don't know what way they can support their wives. Like, what would be your take on that?
Well, right now, basically, I'm a glorified stay-at-home mom. I basically cook. I take care of these crazy rascals, these 4 kids that we have. I try to make sure none of them die during the day. And let me see. And I support Brittany in pretty much any way I can. It comes, there's so many different roles I end up doing during the day. I have a brand new respect and love for stay-at-home moms. Wow, they are amazing. But yeah, it's I have a very big supportive role at the moment, and I have an opportunistic business role as well. So any chance I get, I am posting. I'm trying to help her fill in with the personal posts, because you have to make sure you keep your page personal. If it's all business all the time, nobody has time for that. People don't want to sit there and look at your business posts all day. So, she's extremely good at the business posts, and I'm with the kids a lot, so I'm taking pictures and trying to feed her a different material that she can do with her posts. And that helps her out a ton, because as our team is growing, I can be dropping her some pictures I've taken during the day. Hey, Brady, look, here's a cute kid pic, or, hey, I took a picture of my food or something. And then she can, I'm feeding her different material that she can keep adding to our Facebook page, on Instagram and all that. Also, if I'm holding a baby and I'm not doing much at all, I am on her iPad. Gotta get a chair. I'm on her iPad and I'm adding followers. I use the Brittany Sheridan method that we just discovered, and it is golden. So I don't know. Brittany Sheridan was sharing with Brittany how she adds followers, because Brittany Sheridan has like 10,000 followers. Brittany, you're amazing. But yeah, basically, she just goes on to whoever is actively liking posts. She said whoever she finds. I'm sorry, Brittany, I got to tell this. This is amazing. Whoever is liking. Whoever on her feed that she sees as a good potential, she finds out who all is liking that post. She clicks on the likers, and those are active people, which is huge. You can click on all the active people and follow them that way. And I've gotten so many different followers just from doing that. I think I've got like 200 today, which is nuts. Anywho, so I ended up, sorry, I'm kind of a rabbit trail. I need Brittany here to keep me reined in. But yeah, so I end up doing a supportive role and, following and going through and liking everybody's stuff to make sure, everyone knows that we're paying attention to their posts and all that good stuff. Let me see. I made some notes. Where the heck? And I blitz a lot too. I talk way too much. So I generally try, if I'm out, at a practice, our kids' practices or our games or whatever, I talk to, can you close that door? I'm getting lots of, anyway, I try and talk to all the parents, just, hey, how's everything going, guys? Hey, how's work going? And I'll ask the husbands how work is going. And, 8 times out of 10, they hate their job. And so they're like, oh, gosh, I had to work. The hours are bumping our hours up. I'm having to do this and this and this. And that's a perfect opportunity. Hey, well, hey, or I'll tell them about the business, or they'll say, hey, how's your work going? I'm like, well, now you mention it, work is great. We're doing this It Works thing now and blah, blah, blah. And I'll just start talking to them about that. So it's a really great, I end up blitzing a lot that way, talking about the business. And, if I'm at school, seeing all the school moms, if they work out or whatever, just talk to them about, oh, hey, we've got some really great supplements or whatever. Just letting them know, we have some products out there. So I'm a blitzer. Brittany doesn't like blitzing very much, and it's kind of my forte because I never shut up. Anyway, yeah, Brittany's like, shut up. So anyway, I'll shut up.
He's too much.
I am too much to handle.
Okay. So the other thing that I wanted to share, I thought Zach was going to talk about, but he went on all these other trails.
Well, it's because I made my own notes.
Was just, I just wanted to share real quick, is the importance of customer care. So I don't know what everyone else's normal is. I just want to share what our normal. Okay. Just want to share what our normal is, because I feel like this has just been golden for retaining customers. So we get customers, obviously, and we know that they're going to order for 3 months. But then after that, of course, they don't have to order from us anymore. So what I've been doing to make sure that I retain as many of my customers as possible is I send them a handwritten thank you note around their time of their second month auto shipment. And then I send them a green sample or a wow sample if that wasn't one of the things that they already ordered from me. And then at 3 months, when their third auto shipment runs, I check on them, let them know that they have free shipping for life from this point forward, and that even though they're not obligated to order anything, if they want to keep ordering until their 6th month. And I always say what the 6th month is. So like I just got done checking in with all my December people that was their third auto shipment. And so for them, that's March. So I don't even say 6 months. I'm like, and so you get free shipping starting this month when this order runs. And then in March, the company will actually gift you a $50 gift card loaded onto your account that you can use for whatever free product you want. And that's in addition to the $22 you already have on your account or whatever. I always check their perk points first. And it is amazing how many responses. It never ceases to amaze me because I literally just did this yesterday. I spent like an hour messaging everybody. How many people would respond to my voice message or my video message on Instagram and would say, oh my gosh, thanks for letting me know. I was actually going to turn it off, but now I won't. I'll leave it on until I can get that $50. And so, of course, I don't want them to turn it off after then either, which is why I'll message them at 6 months saying, hey, I'm so excited. If you keep it on till whatever month, you'll get $150. So I think that that's just so crucial to keep your customers ordering because, you know, a lot of them, they know they have the discount for life. So in their minds, they're thinking, okay, I'm good on product at this very moment. I can turn it off and turn it back on in a couple months. It's no big deal. I always have this discount now. So you have to tell them. And I mean, most people, as long as money's not super, super crazy tight, you know, if you tell them that, most likely that then they will leave it on. And that's just more, you know, volume for you and for your team every month. So I think that is just seriously so important. Just going that extra mile and showing good customer service. Zach and I have had a lot of people come to us the past couple months that used to be a customer for someone else. And so they were a customer for another distributor, maybe like a year ago, 2 years ago, whenever. They obviously still have that customer account, whether that distributor quit or not. You know, they could still order and get 40% off and just place a one-time order. But they're coming to us obviously for a reason because they didn't get something they were looking for. And so one of the number one things that we hear people say is, I signed up under, you know, whoever, and when I finished my 3 months, I never heard from them again. Or after I placed that first order, I never heard from them again. Something along those lines. And it's always crazy to me because I'm thinking, that's just so, I don't know. I just can't imagine just cutting off all contact after that. But I think what happens is it's nothing intentional. It's just, you know, people get busy and they sign someone up and they're like, okay, on to the next. But I think for looking at your business long term, it's just so important to take that extra time and invest in your customers because they will feel the love and feel the appreciation. And that's what's going to keep them staying with you and, you know, long term and not be like some of these people and go to someone else. So anyways, just wanted to share a little bit about that with you guys. I'm going to do one quick round through the girls and see if anybody has any last minute things they want to share before we wrap up. We actually got through this faster than I thought we would. I thought I was going to ramble so much and it would be like an hour and y'all would all be falling asleep on me. Anyways, Britt, do you have anything now that because I know you were kind of rushed in the beginning being the first one. Do you have any last minute thing you want to share with everybody?
Yeah, I did just want to say, I don't think that I mentioned, I wanted to give a specific example of like when you're in these groups, especially in the mom groups, but I think it happens in all of the groups. People are definitely out there asking for recommendations for things like stretch marks and like things like that. And I see all the time people that are asking, you know, who's hiring or how do stay-at-home moms make an income or like, how are you guys making money? And I see it all the time. And I was so shocked at first because I was like, I really didn't expect anyone in here to need this. And the amount of people that need it is just, it's uncanny, I swear. So when you see that, your first instinct is like, oh my gosh, I know what can help them, but don't ever do it. You'll see so many people, Beachbody and Plexus and It Works people that will put their link immediately, just their link. I never ever do that because I feel like anyone who like is going to be a potential for me is going to be somebody that I'm going to attract, and they're going to know that I do it works because they've gone to my page and they've seen that or they've talked to me about it. So I never, ever, ever comment with like a recommendation. The one thing that I will do though is when someone's asking about, stay at home, like how do stay at home moms make their money, or does anyone know who's hiring, or how can I make more, just an extra income? I don't ever say it works, but I'll say something very simple. Like I know Claire said that she just would put, that she makes a 6-figure income from home. Very simple, one sentence. I think I put, I'm working on increasing my income to 5 figures a month and I'm doing it all from home. Something super simple. And then that's going to make them click on your page instead of just throwing a link up there and they're not going to look at it. So I'm finding that to really work, and people are actually, I'm getting a lot of ads, and I'm getting a couple of messages here and there from people who are saying, I saw that you commented and could you share with me what you do? So it works. And I think that's it. I think that was the last thing I wanted to share.
Thanks, Britt.
You're welcome.
If any of you guys have questions, ask them in the comments, and then if it's for someone specifically, put that, and then that way we can answer any of you guys' questions. Okay, Jess, do you have any other thing you want to add?
I mean, just basically touching on what I said, like plan, find out like an organization technique that works for you. Like I have a planner, I write everything in it. All the Zooms, when they give us a schedule, are in my planner. I put people's names in there when they say, follow up with me on such and such a date. Or even just if I start thinking about them and I'm like, I need to reach out to them soon. So I'll pick a day in my planner and write their name just so that I don't forget. And just, I don't know, I mean, just time manage, like make the best of your time. And always ask yourself if what you're doing is income producing, because if it's not, then stop. And then just make sure you make time to unplug and be with your family too.
Thanks, Jess. I love that. Michelle, do you have anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I just wanted to reiterate real quick the consistent posting. I mean, that's definitely the biggest thing. So don't forget to do that. And then Holly had a question. I don't know if anybody else saw it, but it was, she said, what if they talk about, like when I upsell, what if it's too much money? They'll say it's too much money. Or she asked, do people not really think about that? And I had answered it, but I don't know if anyone else saw it. But if people think it's too much money, then I'll usually just suggest 1 or 2 products that brings down the price significantly. And then I keep it future oriented by saying, after we do this, we can move on and try this product next. And then we can do this next. So I just keep talking about the products in the future. That way they keep thinking, oh, okay, then I have that opportunity to keep working towards that, even if I don't have the money right now.
I love that. That's really good, Michelle. Okay. Holly, you had asked, sorry, I'm scrolling back up to your question. If I video message about, where did it go? If it's just personal, if it's just about the business or personal. So I don't ever cold message on Instagram, ever, ever, ever. So if I'm video messaging about the business, it's only because they commented on one of my posts or messaged me about it. I don't really video message about personal unless we've already been talking. So most of the conversations that I start on Instagram usually start from a comment, and then we might take it in the message thread. And so I do video message if the conversation just naturally makes its way on direct message instead of commenting. But most of the time, 9 times out of 10, my video messages are somewhat related to the business or products. If they've asked me about, like if someone messages me about hair, skin, and nails, but then they don't order right away, I'll follow up with them in a video message and just say like, hey girl, I wanted to check in with you and see if you're ready to get your order of hair, skin, and nails in. I know you've been anxiously waiting to try it, and I wanted to see if it's the right time or whatever. So most of my video messages are along product or business. And then once we've been talking and we have a relationship, especially when it's regarding the business, I do video message them about their personal life, because at this point I know more about their personal life. We've been talking. So that's, but I don't ever just send a random personal message, I guess, if that's what you're asking. Does anybody else on here have a question? If you do, just go ahead and unmute yourself and you can ask the question. And if it's for a specific person, you can say and they can unmute and answer. Anybody? I'm checking through the comments and making sure we didn't miss anything. Okay, well, if nobody has any other questions, we'll wrap up. I don't want to keep you guys. I know you all want to get back to your families, but I'm so excited that we all got to do this Zoom with you guys. And if anybody thinks of anything after for any of the ladies on the Zoom or for Zach, just comment on the Bomb Squad thread and we can get an answer to you. And then I'll get this recording up as soon as possible too. So thanks for hopping on, guys. Talk to y'all later.